I don't know where did we stop. I think we have completed dictionaries, right? We completed dictionaries and even tuples, if I'm not wrong. Can someone tell me, like, where did we stop last time? Friday, isn't it? Okay. So this is file operations has been completed.
No, sir. File operation.
So
Which
we didn't-
operation, sir?
file IO.
I don't think so. It's not completed.
At least did we start dictionaries?
Dictionaries we started.
Okay,
Dictionary we completed. Dictionary we were yeah, we started.
okay, so looks like we have completed up to here. So do you know the length of a dictionary and type how to fetch all keys? All right, so we will start from here. So I'm not sure. So please check the video. Let me know tomorrow, like if at all this part, anything that I miss. Okay, so we'll start from here then. So let me take a dictionary. Taking a simple dictionary. Right? Need to wrap in curly brackets. And if you want to check how many key value combinations, so this is not about how many values here. Basically, it's the key value combination. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 and 5. So we have total 5 key value combinations, right? If you check len, you're going to give the same result. And of course, you can check the type of it once we have the dictionary. The data type of it is going to give the result. It is going to return as dic stands for dictionary. And if you want to fetch only the keys, by default, it's going to, if you print dictionary, is going to give a complete dictionary, right? If you want to fetch only the keys here, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then we need to use keys method that returns only the keys. And if you want to fetch only the values, same case, we have a method called value. Sorry, it's a round bracket, right? Yeah, you can see that we got only the values. There's something called all items. I think it's items. Yeah, items will give the same dictionary in the form of list of tuples. This whole thing has been wrapped in list, and each key value combination is a tuple. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, 4. Right. The advantage of having this is we can loop it. I haven't explained for loop yet, but this is the way that we can do. So as this return in each loop, it's going to be this tuple, isn't it? So in the first loop, it's going to be this one. Let's say, let me use for loop that prints out this thing. You can see that in each loop is going to return this. And as this return two values in each loop, we can, instead of I, we can mention it as key val. Sorry, we need to mention key val now. You can see that we got key and value separately. So you can customize it even more. So the advantage of having items is it's going to return list of tuples that we can use it in for loops. So I will give a more practical example once we get into project phase, or even pandas, numpy, somewhere we will use this. Okay.
Sir, what is tuple, sir?
Tuple is, I haven't explained tuple again. So it's like a list. Usually list is going to be like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to wrap in square brackets. Whereas tuple is going to be wrapped in round brackets. And tuple, we're going to see that in short while after completing dictionaries and sets. We'll see more examples in tuples. We'll understand it by the end of the session.
Okay, sir.
One second. I need to stop sharing. One second. I will start it back. Oh, is it you? All right. So tuples is going to be like this. We'll see more examples. And where did we stop? It says my items, right? So if you want to fetch only keys, this is the method, and values, this is the method. Items is going to return a list of tuples. The next one, check whether a particular key exists or not. So yeah. So if you want to check whether a particular key exists or not, let's say that I want to check whether a three exists or not in dictionary. If you check my dictionary, is going to return true. So you can see that 3 is there, right? That is the reason it has written true. What if I check 33? Do we have any key called 33 here? We don't have, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't have any 33. So it should return false because that it has written false. So anything that if you want to cross check whether a particular key exists or not, in is the operator. In is something we have already discussed. So 33 is the key that you need to provide. By default, it's going to be keys. That is the reason it will check only keys. Okay, so if you check 3, we're going to turn 2. So by default, it's going to be keys. It's not to mention the keys, but it's better to mention for readability. And if you want to check the values, you can do the same thing. Let's take 4, exist or not in my dictionary. But in this case, you have to provide values because if you skip this, then it's going to consider that you want to check the values in keys. Then it's going to return no false, right? But in this case, I explicitly return values, so it's going to check only the values. Any questions on this?
Maybe like a list, can we mention a dictionary again in the dictionary?
Yes, we can mention it. There is something called nested dictionary. We'll see that in a short while. So we
Okay.
have that.
Okay. Okay.
Fetch a value from dictionary, fetch value from. Okay, so there are two ways to fetch a value. Right now, we know how to fetch a value. Suppose if I want to fetch this 3, we need to find out the corresponding key and we need to pass that in square brackets, right? We need to provide the key so that we get the value. It is going to return the value. So let's take that I want to fetch 3. So the corresponding key is 3. So I need to mention 3. I get the result. That is the way that we fetch the value. That we know this already. But there is another way to do that is my date but get. If you pass the key, is going to get the value. Let's take this 4. 4 the key. If you provide the key 4, you should get the result 4, right? Let me see this 4. So there are two ways, but usually we use this one. We don't use this one. I'm explaining you that there is an alternative way too. But there is there is one place where we this get is going to be very useful. Let me explain that with an example. I have a dictionary here. Okay. I so state kind of. Here I have state. Suppose if I want to fetch the max value, so this max, what we got is Karnataka. In fact, Karnataka is not the max value. If you look at this, it's 50,000 only. 7 lakh 50,000. It's 2 lakh and 1 lakh 85,000. So the max value is supposed to be 75, 7,50,000. But what we got here is 50,000. But we have used max, not min. If it is min, it makes sense, right? If it is min, it makes sense. Again, you can see that we got some random value. The reason why we got Karnataka is because it is not checking the values. Instead, it is checking the keys. It's checking, as I told you before, by default, it's going to be keys, right? That is the reason it's giving keys, not the values. And the reason why we got even these keys, right? But these are all strings, Karnataka state names, right? But the reason why we got Karnataka compared to any other is because internally it's going to look at like this. Up to Z, A, B, C, Z. So small case is bigger than capital case. And Z, small z is bigger than any other letter. So that is how we need to check. So if you in this, I hope you got the point. So Karnataka starts with a small case, right? Small k. Whereas other states, you can see everything is capital letter. Suppose if I written something like MP, the result may change. You can see we got MP because M is greater than k, small m is greater than small k, right? So M comes after K. So that is the reason you got M here. Any questions on this? How
No,
it
sir.
how it by default going to check the max values? Going to check the keys, not the values. Doesn't matter whether you provide keys or not. It's going to check the keys. Suppose if you want to check the values, you need to explicitly mention that. Now you can see that we got 7 lakh, which is the max value. Suppose if the requirement is like I need the max value key, in the sense it need to sort out, it need to get the max value based on the value, but I need the corresponding key for it. In this case, instead of 7,50,000, what is the corresponding key for it? It's Maharashtra, right? If this is what, sorry, if this is the result that you are expecting rather than the actual value, if the 7,50,000 key is Maharashtra, if that is what you are expecting, then you need to provide another parameter. Key state, right? State is the dictionary, and you need to mention get. Sorry, we have to Maharashtra. You can see that we got Maharashtra, which gives the max value. I hope you got this. So the thing is that max is going to use this get. Get is basically internally it's going to be like this. So it's going to loop out and it's going to first provide Karnataka, right? And then Maharashtra, and then UP and MP. But what get does is if you provide key, is going to give the value. So we are basically providing value to the key. And it is going to give the max value based on the key, but it's going to return the Maharashtra. Did I make you confused? At least you got an overview, like bird's eye view, right? So this max by default is going to give based on the key. If you want to fetch the values, you need to provide the values. But what if I want the key, corresponding key for the max value? Then you need to mention like this. Then it's going to return the right result. Okay. Get is max is going to loop every key, and with the help of get, it's going to get the actual value, and it's going to sort it out, and it's going to fetch the max value. And but the max is all by it's based on keys, right? So it's going to return the key. That is how it works. Let me know if you have any questions on this.
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah.
Suppose in other case or in this case, instead of some state name, for one value, if it is key value is starting with numbers, then
Okay.
how it will take, like?
Okay, in this case, let's take 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yeah, one.
So you want to go the default way.
Yeah, I am asking what is the default way.
Still Karnataka. It is still Karnataka. I think it should be okay. Let me check this way. What if I have 1, 2, 3 here? Yeah, it's UP because U, I mean, STU, MN, STU. It's U because QRSTU. Okay, okay. So yeah, after M we get U, right? So that's the reason it is max. So it should be something like this. You get the point? So numbers should be less than alphabets. Actually, it's a string, right? So the whole thing is a string.
Okay, yeah, numbers is less.
Any other questions? All right. The next one. What's the next one? So we have seen how to get. How do you? I mean, where do we use this get method? Next to dictionary. Someone asked this question. So can we have a dictionary inside another dictionary? Yes, of course. Uh, Let me delete this. Let me give IP as some key name. Look at this. It's actually 2015 and 2016 are the keys. And inside each key, we have a totally different dictionary as a value. Again, it's a dictionary, but a value. If you check I keys, in this case, it's going to be keys here. If you check values, it's going to be two dictionaries, right? It's going to be two set of dictionaries. I think up to 7 Punjab, right? I think up to here it's one dictionary. There's another dictionary start from here. So if you want to fetch, let's take that you want to fetch this 7 value, right? Then in that case, what you can do is IPL. What is the key for this? I want to, so what is the actual key? The Rajasthan Royals, but there is a parent key here. So we need to mention the parent key first, 2015, and then you need to provide Rajasthan Royals because that's the key that you want to fetch. So oh, sorry, here, this one, right? Let me copy the corresponding key. You need to keep on giving more and more square brackets to get into the dictionary. You can see the what with the result 7. If you want to change the value, let's take 77, it will change the value. So this is mutable, unlike strings or tuples. So you can see that we got 77. We can change the value. You can press the value and we can change the value. Right? Any questions on that?
No, sir.
I am okay, sir.
If you want to update the dictionary with another dictionary, let's see what happens. IPL, another, I'm giving another one. Yeah. We have two dictionaries now, IPL and IPL another. Suppose I want to insert the whole dictionary inside this. I can do that. IPL dot update order matters here. It's updated. Let me check IPL now. Apart from what we usually have, we have few more keys and values. If you check IPL keys, going to get match ID 2 and all. So this IPL will not get updated. It is as it is. That's the reason I said order matters. This will get updated, not this one. But this will literally sits in this dictionary. If you change the order, IPL another dot update IPL, then the whole IPL will get sit into IPL another, right? The order matters. Any questions on that? The next topic is we can create dictionary using lists. Let's see that. So my list one going to create 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. My list two, we know list comprehension, right? So I will do one thing. Um, so it's going to be val for I. We know, do you know list comprehension? Or is it something we haven't discussed? Okay, so I think we haven't discussed list comprehension, right? So I'll do one thing. So I will manually write those values. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 6, 6. So we have two lists now. So if I want to convert this two lists into dictionary, we can do that. We can use zip to zip this like compression. And then, of course, this by default is not going to return dictionary. We need to convert this into dictionary. If you look at this now, you got all this this one, whatever, again, the order matters. This will be keys and this will be the values. All those values converted into keys and the corresponding values being converted into values. I mean, from my list, it got converted into values. If you change this order, you can see that these values became, keys here to this dictionary, and these values being considered as values. So this is one shortcut that we can easily convert lists into dictionary.
So to convert list into dictionary, their arguments should be two only, sir. List one and list two. So more than two, it won't accept. Suppose if I give 4 like that, will it accept?
It doesn't make any sense because we can zip it, but converting dictionary doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, of
We
course.
have another dictionary. Let's take 7 values, right? But you can zip it, but converting this to dictionary doesn't make sense. At least I haven't tried this. Yeah. So 3, 2 is required, but 3 has been given.
Okay, 2 is required. Fine. Okay.
All right. So the next one is okay, sets. Set, if you want to declare it, it's again going to be curly brackets, but instead of your dictionary is going to be key val combination, right? It's going to be like this. Rather than this, we can give val1, val2, val3 like this. I'll explain what is the advantage of having this one. We already have list, right? So instead of list, you may need sets in some case. I'm going to take the values like 1, comma, 1, 2, sorry, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 8, 0. Okay. So I'm going to print out set and tell me what is the advantage of having sets over lists. Suppose if
Sir,
I
it is
made,
based, it is
yeah,
printing the distinct from that.
No duplicate.
exactly. So if I take a list, the same thing, same set of values. So look at this now. So it's removing the duplicates. Set is going to remove it does not entertain duplicates. That is one advantage of of sets over lists. Suppose if I want to remove the duplicates from this list, what I can do is I can convert this list into set and then convert this back again to list. You can see that it got converted. Now we got what? A proper list, isn't it? If you want to fetch from set, I have my set, right? Let's take that. I want to fetch a particular value 4. So what is the corresponding key? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Says that sets are not subscriptable. So we can't even change this. You can see that, right? We can't even do this. Let's take 4, 4, 8. We can't do that. If you want to add something, or let's take, if you want to add something or remove something, we can use this method, my set add. Let's say that I want to add 9. If you check now, it got added. The reason why we haven't got anything is internally there is no, it's not going to have any order. Okay, so there is such thing as 0 indexes like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. So it's not going to give that value. We can add these values or we can even delete those values. Yeah, remove. Let's take remove element from a list. Let's take that. What is the set right now? 0, 1, 0 to 9, right? Let's say I want to remove 4. So I check now. We are not going to have any 4 anymore. There is another way to delete the value. Let's remove the value. Let's take that. I want to remove 5. There are two ways, in fact. You can see that 5 has removed from the set. The difference between remove and remove and discard is, let's say that I want to remove a value that does not exist, 44, right? So you can see that it is saying key error. Whereas in this case, if I want to remove a value that does not exist, it has not written any error. So the advantage of discard is it is not going to return error. Again, it depends on your requirement. If you are expecting an error for a non-existing value, then use remove, or else you can use discard. That is the difference between remove and discard, right? I have not explained update. Just like the way we have it in dictionary, we can even use on sets also. So for example, I have set here, my set 1, I'm going to create another set. In this case, it's going to be 6, 8, 10, 12, 12, 13, 14. So I have my set 1. So obviously, it's going to remove the duplicates, isn't it? But in this case, 6, 8, 10 is still unique values. If I use my set, like in the case of dictionary, we can do this. Interestingly, order matters again. This will get updated. This will not. If I check my set 1, it's going to be still as it is. Whereas my set, you can see that it got the values. Interestingly, 6, 8, 10 obviously is not going to consider, right? Because 6, 8, 9 already been there. I think 6, 8, only 6, 8. Yeah, only 6, 8. It's not going to consider the duplicate value. So you're not going to have, even the final result is not going to have duplicates. The remaining values 9, 10, 11, yeah, 9 comes from set, 10, 11, 10, 12, 13, 14 comes from my set 1. Remaining values from my set. Any questions on this?
Yeah, not from myself.
All right. Okay, so we will get into tuples now. Let me okay, let me delete this. We don't require this. Suppose my tuple, wait. tuple is going to be wrapped in round brackets in the first place. 4, 5. Just like the way we have it in list. It accepts duplicates. Let's see that. It accepts duplicates. What about, can we fetch the value from it? Let's take, want to fetch 3. The corresponding index is 2, right? We got the value. So can we change the value? I want to change from 3 to 33. But in the case of list, we can change it. If I try to change the value in a tuple, it says the tuple object does not support item SM. It means it is immutable. Okay. Do you get the point? So the difference between tuple and tuple sets and list is sets does not entertain duplicates, whereas list and tuples, yes, it will. Sets will not have any internal order, so we cannot fetch the value and change the value. Whereas tuple, we can fetch the value, but we cannot change the value. Whereas list, we can fetch the value and we can even change the value. But dictionary is totally different. It's key val combinations, right? Any questions on tuples? We can even fetch the whole range. For example, 1, 4. So you can see that we get the results. We can assign this to another tuple. That won't be any issue. But if you try to change the value, then it's not going to work. This will not work. Right? Any questions on that?
No, sir, nothing from my side.
The next one is, someone asked this question. So what is the difference between, what is tuple, right? I hope this is clear now. Okay, the next one is if. Usually in other programming languages, the way we write if condition is going to be like this. If condition, and we are going to have curly brackets, wherein we write statements, right? Bunch of statements. Whereas in Python, the same if condition is going to be like this. But we don't require curly brackets. Instead, we need colon. We don't require curly brackets. The way it assumes that these statements are part of this block is because of the init. As long as we maintain this init, it is going to come under the same statement. Suppose if I have written another statement, right? The statement 5. Statement 5 will not fall under this if block. Let me write an example. Suppose x is 5. If x is greater than 2, right? Then print x is greater than 2. And I'm going to write another x. But here I'm going to write I'm outside. This is what happens. I'm outside always prints after this got completed. What if this condition fails? Let's take the x is less than 2. Outside is the outside block, this if block, so this will not get printed. Whereas in this case, this became false. So any statement that under this if block will not get executed.
So can we consider that as a else condition?
We can write else conditions too, but this will not come under else condition. We can write an explicit else condition. Print x is less than 2. We can write an else condition, but
that is what, sir. My doubt is now, if condition is not true, else will execute, and I am outside, that also will execute, right? Both.
This is totally different block. This is a different block. This is a different block, and this one is different block. Don't come at both. So this will obviously has no condition around it. So this will get executed. Whereas this one is a block altogether. This is one block, one chunk.
I'm sorry if I'm not wrong. So then, if I want only I am less than 2, what should I give? Or if I want I am outside, if I want to print only I am outside, what should I give? And if I want only x is less than 2, What should I give? That
Yeah, I already given examples, right? So without else condition, I have written and I got the result. If it is true, so this is not necessary. So you can see that we got true and we got this statement got executed for if it is true, right? This else condition, if this is false, this will get executed. Whereas if you want to skip this, then wrap it in if block or something. Don't expose it, don't try it. If you don't wrap it in any block, obviously this will get executed automatically.
okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So the next one is while. So do you feel it's a lot? I mean, did you get confused or you feel any ambiguity? We are discussing a lot of topics. If you want me to continue tomorrow, that's fine. Or if you want me to continue now, I'll continue. Any questions on this? There's something called elif block also. If you want to have more elif blocks, you can see we have elif. So let's take that x is less than 3. Less than 3. Right? You can have multiple elif blocks. Suppose if I want to have more than one if block, then you use elif block. X is less than 4. X is less than 4. Something like this. So if this is if this expression false, then it will check this condition. If this is false, this is going to check the condition. Suppose this become true, this will get executed. This will not get executed. This will be completely skipped and move to the next one. I hope you got this point now, right? Suppose if I have written 2, what do you think will get printed? What will be the output if I have 2 here?
It's just less than 3 and I am outside.
Yeah, x is less than 3 and I am outside. Perfect. Because this will become, the 2 is less than 2, which is false. So this block will not get executed. 2 is less than 3, which is true. So this block will get executed, whereas this whole thing is a one block, right? So if any of these expressions is true, then the remaining part will not get executed. So it will move on to the outside, and then it will get printed. It will print this one. Okay, any questions on this?
No, sir.
No,
All
sir.
right. So even though this is a 40-minute session, 43-minute session, so continue tomorrow if you feel too difficult to grasp. We'll continue
Yes.
tomorrow. So we'll
Okay.
continue from while. Okay. But usually you'll have sessions at least 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. The scripts are already uploaded to this thing, so you can download from there. One second. Let me from here, right? So new notes. Python is already uploaded. You can cross check this. You can click on download and download this Python scripts. I think I have already uploaded to WhatsApp group or something.
You have uploaded in the Gits.
No, we're not going to upload to Gits. Rather,
No,
we
sorry.
have,
You have last time you have uploaded in GitHub.
maybe I'm not. So I have never uploaded to Git and shared it. I think I've uploaded to Google Drive and shared the link.
Yes, yes.
Chat.
Yes.
In chat.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
It's Google Drive. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
If you haven't downloaded, so you can download from the website itself. I think you have got some links and credentials, right? You can log in with that. All right, that's it for today. If you have questions, let me know, or else you can log off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.